Time for another serious discussion. I believe today we need to talk about public transportation. It's non-existent. Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to the channel. Today I think we need to discuss something important, something that I notice many cities here in the US and around the world lack, a thing called public transportation. Many of you that are lucky enough to live in countries like Singapore or the Netherlands, or there's a whole list of others that are smart enough to have tremendous systems of public transportation. China with their bullet trains, even most of Europe is covered in trolleys, trams, and buses. Unfortunately, here in America, we become very super spoiled. We love our cars more than we love anything else. We say we want to stop pollution, but, no one's willing to give up their vehicle. People don't like getting on a bus. People hate trains, don't want to share a ride. Look, it's even hard to get people to use Uber and Lyft. It's Grab in some of your countries, but even ride sharing is an issue here. People just like their personal space, and it's time for that to come to an end. I know a lot of our cities help play right into this. There are 35,000 cities in the United States, my homeland, Florida, Tampa being one of them. And out of 35,000 cities in the United States, a whopping 8 have public transportation. Interesting, right? So, why has the U.S. fell so far behind countries like Singapore, China, the UAE, Switzerland, the Netherlands? I mean, I can just keep going and going and going. The list is so tremendous. Smaller countries with less resource and less need to have this public transportation system. So why is it that they are so far ahead of us by leaps and bounds? If you've ever been to Singapore, their public transportation system is equal to none. You get on a train and go anywhere in their country within hours at a very low rate. They're lowering their pollution, they're lessening their need for fuel. I don't understand. A nation like America, we're an entire continent pretty much, we don't utilize these resources at all. We have an aging transportation system like Amtrak that has like 4 lines that run across the country. We don't have a bullet train. Why is that? We have Silicon Valley with the highest technology in the country and the highest tax-paying citizens in the world, but yet we don't even have a good bus system. We have the Greyhound bus system. Was good if we can take a time machine back to 1930, but today, if you get on a Greyhound bus, ooh, it's going to be a sad experience for you. Not only is it going to be expensive and slow, it's not going to be comfortable, and it's not going to be very hygienic. So, why is this? Why is it that so many other countries are so capable of developing, high-speed rail and, streetcars and trolleys and bus systems that cost almost nothing? It doesn't make sense to me. Anybody have a clue? So why is this issue continually passed over? Who in the government thinks it's not a good idea? Your congressman, my senator, your president, your king? Who? I don't get it. I would have to say the reason is most likely oil. Yep, the money and the profits that come from oil. Places like BP, Shell, ExxonMobil, man, they got a big stake in this game. Public transportation doesn't really make profit for them. So they have the biggest lobbyists with the most money. They're going to get their way more often than we are. So I think that's part of what's going on. I think it may be our time to stand up and let it be known that this is something we want. I certainly constantly always lobby my congressman and senator about the need for public transportation. And little by little, the voices are being heard here in Tampa. We got a halfway decent inner city bus system. Going out into the rural counties, you can't expect much, but I mean, that's just life anywhere if you live in the suburbs. We're looking, and they keep teasing high-speed rail. The people here have voted for it, so at least I'm happy and proud that my fellow neighbors understand the benefit of public transportation. High-speed rail to connect some of our largest cities would be an immense profit in tourism dollars. If we connected Orlando and Tampa it would be astronomical, the money. Here in Tampa, we have Clearwater Beach, and I mean, if you don't know, Orlando is the happiest place on earth. They own the Disney franchise. So why then does it take so long for politicians to act on something as simple as public transportation when the people have given them the money? I don't know. I get a headache every time this comes up. It's one of the reasons I thought we needed to speak about this today. So you got to figure it's a coordinated effort. There's no way this is coincidence all around the world, all around the country, in every city. 83,000 of them, 8 with public transportation. Absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. So we know our politicians, our leaders at the local level, they all just want to ignore what we want, the way public transportation would benefit everybody. Well, everyone except those that are heavily invested in oil. Everybody driving a car makes more money for them. But it's up to you. I mean, it's in your hands and mine. If we want it to change, then we gotta make them listen. It's obvious they're never gonna do it on their own. Even when we vote in the bills to give them the money to do it, they just, somehow the money gets misappropriated, disappears, or they have a higher vote. Isn't that interesting? A higher vote than the people's vote. Happens every day. But I'm interested in what you guys think about it. What's your opinion on it? You got great public transportation in the country you happen to live in? I'm jealous if you live in one of the ones I mentioned. The Netherlands, I go there and I just snatch up a pass, and that's all I do is ride public transportation for a week or 2 or 10, as long as I can be there. And I'd love to do the same thing here in my city. You saw we got a trolley, we got a tram, whatever you want to call it. We got one, working on it, making it better. Actually goes to the highly populated tourist areas of town, but it's a start. And they got a halfway, somewhat of a bus system, and they're working on that. So share a ride, Uber, Lyft, we got it all. Just can't seem to make it really work. Tell you what, I'd even be a big fan if they had tuk-tuks. If you've ever been to India, you know what I'm talking about. And all my fans in India, you know what I mean. Tuk-tuk rules. I'd buy one and drive it here if they let me, but it's not street legal in the US. So I guess what I'm saying is it's up to you. What are you going to do? You going to bother to even email your congressman to let them know you'd like some public transportation? I certainly do. They're probably sick of seeing my email address come in, but hey, the squeaky wheel gets oiled, right? But the only opinion that really counts on this channel is your opinion. So, y'all know what to do with it. Put it in those comments down below. Let me know. Andy, shut up. Hate public transportation. Not giving up my car for anyone. Or are you lucky enough to live in a city where, man, you get up and you jump on a bus and it's the same as driving. You get there at the same time. Well, maybe 5 or 10 minutes early you got to get up. Doesn't bother me. But y'all know how we do it on this channel. Comment, like, subscribe. Love you. See everybody in the next one. Public transportation. It's a no-brainer.